Hi, good evening all. Welcome to Blue and Gold Talk again. I figure we'll do a video now that the dust has settled a little for some of us. And we'll talk about the standings. We're going to talk about today's games. Today went our way, folks. It went our way. The Sabres didn't play, but everybody we needed to lose lost today. So it's really good. So we got to thank Pittsburgh for keeping this thing tight because Detroit lost again in regulation. So that's the good news. All right, so tonight I'll go through that first, and then I'm going to get into we'll talk about the standings in a second, guys, but I want to just discuss the scores very briefly. Okay, the Islanders lost to the Rangers 5-2. The Devils lost to the Golden Knights 3-1. The Red Wings lost to the Penguins 6-3. So it sets up a day tomorrow that if Washington can lose in Calgary and Buffalo win in Seattle, we'll be 3 points out again. Okay, so let's look at the standings. And there it is. We're back to 5. Okay, we just got to suck it up right now, guys, and just hope for a good West trip now. The Sabres are, you see, at 69 points. The Red Wings are at 74. So we're 5 points behind them. We could pick up an important 2 points tomorrow in that game. The Devils are still in it. They're also right there at 68 points. The Penguins, with that win, kind of climbed back in it also at 69 points. Because the Penguins, they were reeling. They needed this win. The Islanders, no surprise, lost to the Rangers. The Capitals surprisingly continue to win. And the Red Wings are just, I think, there for the picking. I don't think the Red Wings are probably going to make it after all. I think one of the other teams behind them is going to get in. And Tampa's not a lock yet. But let's not talk about Tampa right now because we're not there. So I've got a few things I wanted to discuss. I marked it down here. A few pointers, guys, because Devin Levi, okay? I want to talk about Devin Levi. Levi, I think, guys, people will maybe question why he's brought up. Most of you are probably happy he has been. We got to provide the most possible depth we can in goalie right now, okay? So let's say we're in an important game. And people will say, well, I hope, I seen somebody had said, I hope UPL is going to continue to be the starter. Of course he is. He's earned that spot right now. He has earned that. So of course he's going to be the starter. But what if he goes down with an injury? Are we going to rely on Comrie to get us into the playoffs? Think about that for a second. We're not out of the race yet. There's no point acting like we are. We just got to somehow climb our way back with a winning streak. You know, they gotta win the next 4 games, I believe. But I think if we win the next 4 games, we'll get in this year. So I know it's a stretch, guys. I get it. It's a stretch. So Levi is going to provide the depth that we need going into this West trip. At least we know the depth is there. What I'm saying, guys, is if we're going to lose and we're going to miss the playoffs, I don't want to look back and say we lost because we played Comrie and kept Levi down with the Amerks. Let's, put all our cookies on the table. Let's just do it and put the max amount of depth that we can down the stretch and roll the dice and see where it brings us. What else can we do? So that is, that's the Levi topic for me. Max out the depth. Max it out. I think a lot of us will feel like, okay, we have another capable goalie if Levi's around. Whereas Comrie, none of us feel like Comrie can do anything, guys. It's over. That experiment's over. Tage and Cousins, need to wake up. And I don't just mean scoring goals, guys. I mean their body language on the ice. Cousins looked lost last game. Tage looked lost last game. They look lost out there. They just do. They look like two guys that don't know what to do. And that wasn't the story a short year ago. These guys were eating it up. They've both taken a step back in the same year, which really sucks for us, and it's really hurting this team big time. But they could wake up, is what I'm saying, down the stretch. If Tage gets 10 goals, 12 goals down the stretch, the odds get better. We're going to make the playoffs. Same thing with Dylan. If he could get like 7, 8 goals down the stretch, at least, then we have a chance. But we need those two. Those are two of our main pieces we need to wake up on this team. And of course, Skinner also, guys. Let's not forget Skinner. Like our top guys need, no, Tuck seems to be going okay, but we need the majority of our depth to wake up, or, we're going to suffer down the stretch. Don't play scared the rest of the season. Another thing I marked here. I don't want to see them playing scared like yesterday. That was ridiculous. Ridiculous what I seen yesterday. They were like chicken shits yesterday. It was ridiculous, guys. Really, I couldn't believe they were intimidated by the Detroit Red Wings. Are you kidding me? A team that doesn't hit for their life. A team with a coach that, I'm telling you, is going to get fired. I'm telling you, they're going to fire that guy. They are. They got the guts. They got more guts than us when it comes to pulling the trigger. That's one thing I'll say about Yzerman compared to Adams. He'll pull the trigger, Yzerman. He will. I believe he will. They might do it in the offseason, though, but I think he's done over there. But the team can't be playing scared, okay? We cannot go into this game against, come on, it's an expansion team, for God's sake, Seattle. We can't go into this game scared. They're a sub-500 team like us. There's no reason we can't go in there and beat them and end their playoff hopes. And, it's time we beat them. We haven't beat them yet. It's time we beat them. So I got also, the team has to be better prepared, guys. This has been an issue all season long, okay? Now, yesterday, I'm not going to say they didn't come out looking prepared. They kind of did, but they really weren't prepared. We seen that very quickly. As soon as we scored that goal, it's almost like we were just hoping that UPL is going to shut the door now and we'll win the game. That's kind of how it felt for me. There was no, no pushback by the coach. There was, like he didn't get the team like being physical on them or nothing. There's just nothing. He's just expecting us, to pass our way through a game like that? No, we're on their home ice. They're desperate. If they're desperate, at least bully them into the corner. Bully them at least and see what happens. But this thing about not being physical in that game, no. We can't play like that the rest of the year. And we're going to have some games we're going to have to. We're going to have to coming down the stretch here, guys. So we got to be prepared because before you know it, there's 10 games left now. We got these games and then there's about 10 games. So we're going to have to get it together this trip. This is the trip. I also put a little thing here, a little footnote about Seth Appert. I don't want, if we fire Granato, to go with Appert. That's as dumb as we can be as an organization, okay? Sorry, don't go get another, you don't get a guy, give him some years of experience and get rid of him and bring in another inexperienced coach and expect to win. It's just, come on. People say, well, look at Edmonton. Yeah, look at Edmonton. Look at some of the horses they have. They were major underachieving all year. Whereas us, we're trying to make the playoffs. It's a big difference. So we have got to go into that. We have got to go into these games playing all of them like a Game 7. And I want to see if Granato's even capable. I don't think he is, of having the team ready for these games. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, guys, because I have my doubts when it comes to Granato. I have a lot of doubts right now. It's not like I felt like in the beginning when he was getting the young guys going. So look, we're in Seattle tomorrow, okay? And then on Tuesday, the next day, we're in Vancouver. So back to back, we sweep out those games and we're gonna have to. I don't care how tough Vancouver's playing. But Vancouver's playing really good hockey under Tocchet. They're an aggressive, hard-hitting team. And then we got Edmonton. So we got 3 games in the next 4 days that can make or break our season. It's going to be that simple, folks. 2-day break, then Calgary. It's that simple right now, really. The Sabres cannot afford at all to go on any kind of 3-game losing streak now or anything. We got 14 games left. After this 4-game West trip, we'll know where we stand. We're going to know if we're playing down the year or if we're in it. And I'm hoping that, by the end of the 4 games that we're 2 points out of a playoff spot with a bit of luck, with out of town and stuff. That's my hopes, is that we just pull within and get within there. Like I told you guys, if we can be tied for the last playoff spot with 6 games left is kind of my goal. So that gives us 10% of a season, an 8-game span to go like 5-1-2 in those 8 games. If we're going to lose a few, don't lose in regulation. That's a killer. Well, that was a killer yesterday. So I'm letting the dust settle, guys. I'm calming down. I was very disappointed yesterday. Very disappointed in the team. I could not believe that happened. I'm still kind of taken back by it, but you know what? It's the past now. There's nothing we can do about it. We have to move on. We have to move forward. We have to just hope that because of that experience, that they come out desperate in Seattle. Absolutely desperate, aggressive, hard-hitting, like we know they can play. And if they can do that, we'll win. We'll win. That's just an older team over there in Seattle. It's an expansion team, for God's sakes. I don't care if they made the playoffs and upset Colorado last year. That team is going nowhere this year, and we still could. So we have to jump on them tomorrow in that game. So, guys, I'm going to leave it there. That's it. Done for tonight. I just wanted to toss a video at you, let you know my thoughts going into tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the pregame. Let's hope the boys get it done on this trip, because it's going to be a long 10 games if we're out of it at that point. You know what I mean? It's going to be, playing down the stretch. But I'm glad Levi's here, guys. It secures the nets. It secures it for a backup position. We need a solid backup behind UPL right now. We need that. UPL's rolling this year. That's good. We know Levi has a bright future. That's good. But right now, there's no future with Comrie. Comrie has to go. I hope he's played his last game as a Sabre. I wish him well. I just wish not to see him in a Sabres jersey ever again, playing a game ever again. So that's where I stand with that. Guys, I'll see you in the pregame. I'll try to get some sleep, and I hope you do too. See you soon.